Hey, what's going on everybody? I hope you're having a great day. My name is Vinny, and today the Black Ops 4 beta has officially launched. They did have a soft launch yesterday evening, so if you had a code, you were able to get in and play a little bit early, and thankfully, I was one of those lucky people. I actually stayed up until 4 a.m. just to play this game. So we're gonna hop into a game here and just talk about all of this. My first impressions of Black Ops 4, and I will be doing a more in-depth review about it perhaps next week. But for right now, we're going to be playing Control, which is the new flagship game mode for Black Ops 4, and I gotta say, I really enjoy this game type. It's sort of a hybrid between Team Deathmatch, Domination, and Hardpoint. So basically how this mode works is that there are 2 control points on each map, and each team takes turns capturing and defending the points. It is 5v5 only, and you can only have one of each specialist type on your team, so you kind of have to become familiar with all of them because you may not always get the one that you want to use if you're playing solo or if you don't have a full party. Now the twist to this mode is that you only have a set number of lives that's shared between your team, so you can't just rush into the control point and try to pick up a few enemies before dying, because if you die, you're also hurting your own team. So if your team runs out of respawns, you lose the round. So it's a very tactical type of game mode, and all the new mechanics with the specialists and the equipment, they really come together really well in this mode, and I can definitely applaud Treyarch for that. Now, it is a little bit harder if you're playing by yourself like I am, and I am concerned about that, but on the positive side, it might actually encourage people to communicate in the game chat or maybe try to find some other players to make a team with. But overall, I can say that Control is very fun, and it can be very challenging, but communication and coordination is going to be a huge part in this mode.
We're low on lives. Exercise caution. Merc forces are contesting Alpha.
One other detail about this game that I really love is just how well it hypes you up, man. Like, the music in this game is really good, especially when you're about to start a round. I mean, just listen to this.
Take all enemy zones.
The people who scored this game did a really good job, and the sound design is pretty good. The menu music, the themes, the multiplayer background music, all of that, it's honestly just fire. So something that I think needs a little bit of work, at least from a visual standpoint, is the minimap in the top left. This game has a new system for the minimap. Basically, enemies only really appear on your minimap if they're within a nearby area of either you or one of your teammates. I think it's called Shadow of War or something like that, but that's pretty much how it works. I can't really say if I like or dislike that. I'm pretty indifferent towards it, but one thing that really bugs me, man, is just how the minimap HUD looks. I mean, this is probably just me because I'm a pretty minimal person, but I feel like that can be redesigned to look slightly better. Maybe take off that really bulky looking black border around the map. I don't know, I just don't really find it aesthetically pleasing. Actually, in general, I'm not a huge fan of the heads-up display on this game, but I mean, like I said, that's kind of just a me thing, so that really won't affect you if you don't really care about that sort of stuff. Okay, so let's talk about the health in this game, which is likely going to be the biggest point of contention for most people. So, this game has no auto health regen. You have to heal yourself. Now, it does take a bit of time to get used to it, but after about 2 to 3 games, I was pretty comfortable with the mechanic, but I would still very much prefer automatic health. There is a cooldown period between each heal, and to speed that up, there is a piece of equipment called the Stim Pack, and in my opinion, that is a crutch piece of equipment, at least now. I feel like without it, I'm at a massive disadvantage when it comes to firefights, especially firefights with multiple people. I do think there needs to be some work done though on the healing system. Maybe speed up the cooldown period between the regular healing, or decrease the amount of times that you can use the stim pack, like within a short period of time or something like that. I'm not sure. I just feel like there needs to be something done. So something that's related to the health system is the damage in this game. I'm not really sure how to describe this, and I'm not sure of what factors are contributing to this. Maybe it's multipliers or hitboxes or damage fall off, but one thing that I've consistently experienced playing so far is that time to kill on other players seems very long. I can sometimes get 4 to 5 shots off at an enemy and still not drop them, but very frequently when I get shot, I seem to die in like a split second. So I'm not sure if this has to do with damage. Maybe damage is significantly lower for anything besides torso and head, but I do know that I am not the only one experiencing this. I actually saw quite a few popular names in the community saying similar things last night on Twitter, so I think that it's something that needs to be looked into, because for me, when I'm being shot, time to kill feels really short, like Modern Warfare 2 or Call of Duty Ghost short. But when I'm shooting someone else, it feels pretty slow, like Black Ops 1. Now, it is a little frustrating, but this is a beta, so that's kind of the point, so Treyarch can get our feedback on this, but I definitely feel like it's something they should look into. Okay, so now I'm going to wrap this up by giving my general thoughts on the game. So, look, obviously this game looks very similar to Black Ops 3, but without advanced movement. To me, the game feels closer to Black Ops 2, and it's sort of a hybrid between Black Ops 2 and 3. So if you enjoyed Black Ops 2, I would say give it a try at the very least. Some things I really like. I definitely like the new mode control. I think it's fantastic. I feel like solo players are honestly a bit punished in this mode. It really is all about team play and communication and coordination and things like that. Visually, the game looks great, and it sounds great as well. Like I said, I really enjoy the music in this game. It's obviously not affecting the gameplay, but it's something that stood out to me. And I really enjoy the movement in this game. It's very fluid and intuitive, but it still boots on the ground, and I very much appreciate that. A few things I think need a little bit of work. I think the damage and health system needs some fine-tuning. Obviously, I don't see manual health going away since it's very much tied into this game, but I'm pretty sure at some point in this game's life cycle, we're going to see a playlist that has automatic health. I just feel like the health system is something that's going to make or break this game for a lot of people. Another thing I feel needs a little bit of work is the spawn system. In pretty much every game I've played, I've run into the situation where, just like that, the entire enemy team is behind me, and I don't know why, but to be fair, that could also be contributed to the fact that all of the maps are pretty small, but spawn system tweaks are always welcome, so I think that could be looked into a little bit. And I also think the minimap needs to be cleaned up, but that's just my nitpicking. So, would I recommend you play the beta? Yes, if you have access to it, then I would say definitely. The game is very similar and very different at the same time, which I think is what Treyarch was going for. But with that being said, it definitely takes a while to get used to it. I'm still getting used to it. Everyone's still getting used to it. I don't think I've had a game yet that I consider overwhelmingly good, that I did so well and I was on top of the team, and you know, it was just a really good game. So it is a bit of a struggle, but we still do have lots more time to play, so we'll just see how things play out. So Black Ops 4, first impressions, I would say it's not what I expected, but not in a bad way, and I'm interested to see what sort of updates come out for this game moving forward. But anyway, that's been it. If you've made it to the end, thank you so much for watching. I'll likely be doing a more in-depth video sometime within the next week or so. But until then, I'm Vinny, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.